Hey everyone, welcome back to another video, and today's going to be a little bit of a different one. I wanted to show off to you all a kind of a full tour of the Library of Lore now that it's done. If this is your first time seeing one of these videos, I normally just do a survival series on this world, but right now I'm in a creative copy of it, and I do this every now and then just to kind of showcase some of the builds. But this was all done completely in survival, and I actually document it on my weekly series. So if you do like this video, make sure you check out the playlist, and I guess stay around for some of the weekly updates. But yeah, I guess this is one of my favorite builds on the world, and one that I've actually done fairly recently. So it's a newer build, but it took me quite a few episodes to do because yes, the outside is big and pretty grand, but there is even more inside and down below quite a ways as well. So hopefully you guys go and get go get a snack, something good to drink, and just sit back and relax and enjoy the video. There's tons of interesting lore, as of course this is the Library of Lore, and all kinds of other cool stuff with it. So yeah, I hope you all enjoy it. But let's get into it. So the outside, I wanted to do kind of a little bit different than most of my builds. I use a lot of gray, of course, but I just think that those make more sense for this kind of time period and era that I built this world in. And I decided to go a little bit different with the andesite as the roof or whatever it's called. I guess it's not andesite. I'm blanking. Oh goodness. But I've got that, and then the diorite down here as like little window areas as more of a detail. And I think it looks pretty good. We've got different wings coming off of here, and then also like quite a few of these like ridges and stuff going over the top. And I think that what makes a big build look good is the layers, I guess, or the level of detail. See, this has, I think it's like 5 or 6 layers, so you can see this 1 layer, 2 layer, 3 layer, 4 layer, 5 layer, and that's what gives a build depth and makes it look really good. Whereas if you can see over here at the cathedral, there is probably 4 layers of depth there, so it's not quite as detailed. And then right here, like the courthouse, there's only 3 layers of depth, and you can really tell just how much better the more layers of depth there are and how it makes it look good. So that's kind of the theme that I went with for the outside, just to try to give it a lot of depth, but it fits right in here pretty well, snug in between the mountains here, these custom mountains. I really need to do the backside. I just did the backside of the mountain over there, part of it anyways, but I guess that's pretty much it for the outside. I really like the outside, and I think it fits into the city pretty well. So let's go ahead on in to the interior. So the Library of Lore, 105 Snake Way, and here it is. It is pretty epic. So there's quite a bit of books in here, and all that fun stuff. We've got library services where you can check out the books. We got plenty of places to like read at, sit here. Like these different wings go back through here with all these bookshelves. There's many layers in the basement. We're going to get to that here in a second. There's even a coffee shop in here, because every good library needs a coffee shop, because everyone knows people don't just come in to read the books. They come in for the good coffee, or at least that's what I do at bookstores. No, I actually do like to read. So this is kind of what it looks like on the first floor. But there is something interesting about this library. It's not just a normal library. So like I said, the Library of Lore, but this holds the secret of the universe and the world here. And there's 5 levels going up here, and these are the good books, or the books of light knowledge that are up here. And each layer that you go up is another layer of importance, rarity, and security for that matter. And there's a challenge in this world to read every book in this library, and we'll get into a second why that challenge is difficult. But aside from just having time to read all of these, It is a big deal of enlightenment, I should say, to read all of the books. So let's go ahead up here to the second layer. You start off here with the permission granting booth. So anyone can go to the top 2 layers, but going up beyond that, you need permission to do that. So you get it here, and usually the way you get permission is to read the books here, and have some sort of level of knowledge to pass the test to get up to the next level. So pretty similar up here. We've just got a bunch of books, some nice paintings, a lot of area just to read and study. A nice view down here. On the other side, hold on, yeah, this is pretty funny. On the other side, we have a voice voucher. So you can actually pay money to get a voice voucher, and what it is a permission to yell as loud as you want in the library, which of course everyone wants to do. Like, there's just some urge that people have when you're in a library, a really quiet place, just to yell. Maybe that's just me. So that's a voice voucher. That's how the library makes money, because people just come in here and yell all the time. But yeah, why not? Over here we got this nice like alcove or a little cafe, a perfect place to sit and watch, read a book, and drink some coffee, I suppose. So let's go up to the next level. Yeah, I think it's another similar level, but after that it starts to get pretty unique. So this is like the group study area for the most part, but like I said, these books are rarer up here, and you actually have to have, like, you can't just, not anyone can come up here, if I can get my words out. Not everyone can just come up here. You have to have permission to get up here, and quite an astute level of knowledge and a requirement of reading pretty much every book in the bottom 2 layers. So this right here is, his name's not popping up here, but this is the guard for the library. So if you are caught sneaking up to a place where you're not supposed to, he kicks you down and launches you down these levels. And also, if he catches you yelling without a voice voucher, you also get in trouble and you get thrown into the library prison, which we'll get into that here in a second. But let's go up to the 4th layer up here. And so this is where it really starts to get into some rare books. We've got another nice view up here, but these are where all of my enchanted books are. And so they are very rare to be able to look at enchanted books. And same with here, we got some books behind glass. Another really nice lookout of the city. Really the best views are right here. Get a good view of the farming area. And some more enchanted books over here. You can kind of look up into the top up there. I don't even know how you get access to these ones. Levitate? You have to learn the ability to levitate to get up here? Interesting. So you go up another layer and you've got the sign-in area. This is as high up as you can get. So this is the peak of like good knowledge is up here. And so you can hang out up here and read a book. You can enchant, like literally enchant your own books up here. There's nowhere to sit. Like, they assume if you're up here reading, you don't even need to sit down. Yeah. So there's the 5 layers of good books. But in the endeavor to read all of these good books, or all the books in the library, there are 5 levels above, but there are also 5 levels below the library. 5 levels of evil books to contrast the 5 levels of good books. And so the guard right here ensures it. And so to complete the quest of reading all of the books, of which many scholars have, you have to get in trouble and be thrown into jail to go down to the basement levels. So you have to do something to get in trouble, probably just yelling without a voice voucher, to go over there. Also, at the permission booth, you have to get permission to go to the bathroom as well, or permission to read anything in this library. So if you don't get permission, you're getting thrown in the jail. And so some of the scholars, even if you read the peak of good books, you're going to have to get in trouble and go into the bad area. So let's go on down here. I think this is just my storage area. Yeah, nothing right there. But you're taken immediately down into the basement down here. This is the first layer of the basement. and you get thrown into these jail cells. And you notice there's books here, so you have to be thrown into jail at least 4 times to be able to read all of the books in the 4 different cells, or you just break into them, I suppose. But so there's the jail. If you get in trouble in the library, you get moved down there. And oh yeah, this is the way up to the to the booth. So the librarian is just stuck in here all day, has to go down through here. But also this leads to the sewer system. And in my survival world, the sewer system connects every single build. This goes for like hundreds of blocks in every direction. But of course, you have to have a connection to the sewer system. And all kinds of interesting lore in there too. But let's go on down to the next layer. The second layer is where I keep a storage of every item in the game. I'm trying to collect one of every item inside of the game. So there's a second layer of evil storage, or of evil knowledge. And you notice the further you go down, the more cracked and desecrated these builds are. So we continue on down to the 3rd level, and it starts to get a little more dark. So this is the Hall of Kings. So this is really cool. I love this room. I really, really love this room. It just has a really cool, I guess, environment to it. And this is the burial chamber for all of the kings. And if you actually watch the videos, at the end of each one, I give a lore update. And we've been going through the history of every king in here and all of their happenings. So the first king, Jonathan Lorobi, 5049 through 5086. And this is his tomb in here. But we've got this giant hall full of every single king here. We got Wilp Craig twice, which, well, by the way, we have to get into that end of the lore. Why he has 2 lives here and 2 kingships. But that's a pretty funny one, a funny story. And so this is the 3rd layer right here with all of this. But we can keep going further. So inside of Nedward Fleem's, I guess, burial chamber, we have another route down. And Nedward Fleem, there's a reason why he is, I guess, there's a route down here. So we continue on further, and this is actually the original Slayers Guild headquarters. And so the Slayers Guild is a faction here in the world, and this is their original base underneath the Library of Lore. And they actually built the Library of Lore on top of this base to house it and to, I guess, distract people from the fact that this base exists. So this is kind of their main area. This is some more, this is where you have to come to you have to join the Slayers Guild to learn the rest of the knowledge. Here's an old map, I guess, when this was built. So there's been quite a few updates to the world since this has been built. But you can come down here and read. Here's the Hall of Armor. So this is a lot of history and stuff that's going on here. And I cover all of this in the lore. So the suit of General Goggles. We've got the armor of Beans Yimothy. The sword of Dealings. The suit of Shankhand Gus, who killed Tibert Shortlegs. And of course the skull of Tibert Shortlegs, who was the original Red Flag leader. Quad Hastings, the axe that started it all, the suit of Noisy John. So we got all kinds of interesting stuff there. This is, back here is the room where they do all the dealings, and just a little lobby area. I've not actually done this branch, so still a little bit left, but through this way we can actually go into the final layer. So we go all the way down here, and this is layer 5 of the underground. And this is just a straight up cave down in here, and you can follow it all the way down, and it goes over to the discovery of the what was this called? The prism. Yes, the Ardential Prism, which does many things which we haven't gotten into the lore yet, but the first thing that they figured out it does is it controls your mind. So they put people down here and it wipes their mind of things that they have known previously. And these other doors are just branches into cave systems and things. But those are the 5 layers, and you can come down here, and the peak of of knowledge is getting your mind wiped. No, not quite. Not quite. As we'll discover in the lore, someone figures out something that this does, and that is why it is the peak of evil knowledge. And then you have the peak of good knowledge is enchanting. The peak of evil knowledge is something that is yet to be discovered within the ardential prism. So a lot of stuff in this library. Of course, the library itself is very big, but you don't realize that there's 5 giant builds below it as well. And now you can kind of see why it took me so long to build this and so many episodes. But it really is one of my favorite builds in this world. And if you think that this one is cool, every single build here has an interior, a story that goes along with it, a whole underground system, and just tons of other stuff. It really is, I guess, what you would call my forever world, and one of my, I guess, what would I call it? One of the proud points of my entire life, which I realize not very many people watch these videos, but regardless if anyone watched them or not, I would still be working on this world. And every single thing in this world has been done in survival, and my brother has done a decent bit of the builds too. He's done quite a few of them, but most of them has just been me over the past 9 years, just mining all the blocks and placing them. So yeah, if you all enjoyed this video, make sure you leave a like and subscribe if you want to see more. I appreciate you all for watching and sticking along to this point. And yeah, I'll see you all in another video.